Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me.
Hello everyone, it's me Alan again and welcome back to another mukbang. There's nothing here right now, but we're gonna get to that. Again, today I have my sister with me.
Hi guys.
And for the food, we have food from Wow China. This has recently opened up where we live. So we already had Wow Momo, but yeah, this came very recently, and I've been getting like people are telling me ki please order from here. So this is the first time we're gonna try from Wow China. So yeah, we got a lot of food. We're gonna unbox that.
So we have a bunch of stuff.
And there's a lot of stuff that we have.
It's not just for us, guys.
Yeah,
Don't be
just so
worried.
you know, it's not just for us. I love this packaging. It's so cute.
I think we got kimchi.
Really? Okay, that's it. Did they not give any? Oh, they did.
Yeah. So we're back. So we've kind of unpacked everything. First of all, for starters, we have this Chinese bhel. So this is fried noodles, and this is a sauce to go on top of it.
Yeah.
And I think this is salt and pepper chicken. This is
the
chicken
wings in plum sauce. This was really recommended, and we really wanted to try this out. Look at how amazing this looks.
Then we've got some Hakka noodles with chili chicken.
Yeah, this was actually a combo offer, so we thought we'll just take it.
Okay, I feel like the chili chicken is very little.
Yeah, obviously this was like a combo for 2 bowls or something. I think this is the Szechuan chicken noodles. Szechuan noodles.
And I guess we got some extra kimchi
and some sauces.
Yeah. So we'll plate all this up.
Hi. So we are back. We've plated. So this is the noodles from. Okay,
should I say?
Yeah, you can say. I'm just gonna take it.
Yeah, this is all of our things.
Yeah.
These are the Szechuan noodles.
Yeah.
This is Hakka noodles, and
this is the chili. Yeah.
This is chili chicken. This is chicken wings and plum sauce. This is salt and pepper chicken.
Yeah. So yeah, which one?
And this is Chinese bhel.
Yeah, that's the Chinese bhel. This is the kimchi that
is
we
this
got.
visible?
Yes. We just poured the sauce on top of the noodles. I think I'm gonna try this first because then it's gonna get soggy.
Oh God. I'm going in with my hands.
How are we supposed to eat this? I don't know. Yeah, okay. So today we wanted to talk about, like, it's gonna be extremely random whatever we talk about. But something that I always, go to her. Like, she's great. Like, everything that I know of is from her.
Not necessarily.
Kind of. I mean, not necessarily, but then most of the things that I'm more interested in is I got that interest from her. And I think most of her interests are like history and you tell me, what are you most interested in?
Social issues?
Yeah, social issues.
History,
after that, yeah.
Food?
Yeah. And she's like a real nerd.
True crime?
True crime. I love true crime as well.
Anyway, today I was watching this random, I don't know why I clicked on it. It was like the Indus Valley civilization. Obviously everybody knows what that is. But one thing that they mentioned that I didn't know before was that apparently out of all the Bronze Age civilizations, which you guys must know, like the Egyptian or the Mesopotamian or the Chinese, the Indus Valley civilization was actually the largest in
I'm just gonna say
population.
that I'm gonna try the normal noodles.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, real thing, I will keep reminding her to eat because she forgets that she has to eat.
Anyway, so what I was saying is that it had like a population of around 5 million people at its peak. Wow. Whereas like say the other one that was highest was China, that was at 3.5 million, and Mesopotamia was just like 1 million people. And also one more thing that it was different was that the other civilizations were warring nations, as in...
I mean, where was this located? Like, in this we know it was...
Indus Valley civilization I'm talking about right now.
Okay. Alright.
So, they were like a peaceful civilization. So, they didn't really have war. Like, people have not found weapons. People have not actually found any religious like buildings of religious worship either. They just found like granaries and baths.
We all know about the Great Bath. I'm gonna try the kimchi.
I couldn't. And now I'm trying the Hakka noodles. Sorry
Not
for
bad.
the noise. Do you guys like noodles or fried rice? So anyway, have you guys, like, I'm sure all Indians know about like the Indus Valley civilization, but do you guys know about Sinoli?
Yeah.
That happened. Do you guys have you guys heard of Sinoli? I am giving up. So Sinoli is this archaeological site that was found in Uttar Pradesh. I think some farmers discovered it in 2005, and I think the Archaeological Survey of India, they did some excavations in 2005, but it kind of stopped, and they continued in 2018 by this dude called Sanjay Manjul.
Okay.
And what they discovered was essentially a necropolis. So a necropolis is like a mass grave.
Okay, so there were people who were actually buried under, like in Indus Valley, there's nothing like that, right? Like, what is practically, because I honestly
No.
I know
Necropolises are a common thing that people find when like excavating. That's how they find these human burials.
Okay.
Guys, please don't mind because I might start using my hands because this is way too inconvenient. And
This is extremely, like, it's slightly tangy. It's slightly tangy and sweet, but really delicious. Like, very good. This was the
I've tried the
chicken
salt
plum.
and pepper chicken. It doesn't look like what I expected to, but it was tasty. But it tasted like everything else. I think so. I'm not sure. But
I
you
think
guys should try Wow China. It's
Yeah,
actually
it's
quite
really
delicious.
good.
The noodles are.
This is the salt and pepper chicken.
Anyway, where was I?
That it was a full-on, like, mass grave.
Yeah. So a necropolis where they discovered men and women, and where the burial mounds were kind of pretty decorated. And Sinoli is not a part of the Indus Valley civilization actually, although it was contemporaneous to it. So it was around 1800 BCE. So it was like in the late Harappan civilization, the age of the late Harappan civilization, but it was not a part of the Harappan civilization. You know how they found out?
Oh.
So one of the greatest things about the Harappan civilization is that they had like a uniform system of brick making. So they had a particular size of bricks. All Harappan civilization is quite big actually. So everywhere in that civilization, even if the cities like Lothal or Harappa or Mohenjo-daro, they're not very close together. I gotta eat. They're not very close together. But even then, they were very uniform. So, but the bricks that were used in this Sinoli civilization were of a different size. So that's how they know that it's not part of the Harappa civilization.
Okay, but it was in the same time zone?
Of the late Harappan civilization, yes.
Okay. So do we know how it came to an end, or do we know how?
No, we don't know anything about that.
Okay.
So I'm getting to the juicy part. By the way, the chili chicken is quite good. You guys want to see it? I haven't tried it yet. It's quite good.
Everything is so, like, it's, most of the Chinese food that we get here is like average or below average, but this is actually good quality. Really, really good quality. Wow.
And the Chinese meat is actually quite good, even though it's kind of difficult to eat.
Yeah. It was extremely crispy when we poured the sauce on it.
Anyway, so the thing about Sinoli is that, it's also known as the Copper Horde or the ochre pottery civilization because they found ochre colored pottery and copper hordes. Copper hordes is like a bunch of copper stuff.
Okay. But then most of them, like utensils or everything that they use was copper.
Not just utensils. So interesting things. What they found were like arrowheads and swords. Usually multiple places have these sword flanks, but it's not always. It could be like a symbolic thing. It doesn't necessarily mean that these people are going to battle. But they did find one sword.
But it could be like a kitchen knife.
So hear me out. No, it's not a knife. It's a sword.
Okay, it's like it's big. Okay.
They found one with remnants of the handle. Usually the handles are wooden, so it kind of degrades and you don't find it. But in this case, it was wrapped with some metal, so it has remained. So that's how they know that these people were actually probably using these swords.
So which was different from the Indus Valley, is what
Yeah,
you're
you
saying.
don't find weapons in the Indus Valley civilization.
Right.
And the other thing, so they found even women buried with these swords and men buried with these swords. And the bodies were usually pointing, the head was towards the north. And interesting thing, all the women had their ankles cut.
What?
Yeah.
Like ankles cut. Like
the feet cut at the ankles.
so they had no feet. How would they walk?
No, as in that was a burial ritual.
Okay. All right.
This is getting spicy.
Which means these people were probably had some superstitions or religious
Yeah,
values.
sure.
Okay.
This is not something you found in the Indus Valley civilization either. So
that's how it's
this was
different.
happening, like probably grew in parallel with the Indus Valley, but it's not the same. Also, wow, I forgot to mention this is in the Gangetic Delta, so it's in the Ganga Yamuna Doab, which is the region between Ganga and Yamuna. So, what have you been taught, guys, in books like Indus Valley civilization, people of India, and then Aryans come from the steppes.
How are you talking? Why are you using that? Why are you talking like that?
But guess what? What if we already had a civilization here while the Harappan civilization was already going on? That's what we have found. It's kind of mind-blowing if you think about it. Very spicy.
I didn't get what you just said.
So the theory is that the Aryans have invaded, which is probably not true, and I don't think there's anybody like Aryan, but yeah, there were people from the Indo-European Zagros Mountains. Sorry, not Indo-European. Sorry, Iranian Zagros Mountains. Some people from the steppes, and these people did migrate to India. I'm gonna try the chicken wing finally. Plum sauce.
It's sweet, like tangy.
I agree. But yeah, but if you find a civilization in the Gangetic Delta already when there's a civilization going on in the Indus Delta, can you imagine? Like Indus Delta is to the northwest. Gangetic Delta is in the heart of the nation.
Okay.
You don't expect to find anything there. You expect civilizations, the Vedic civilization, to grow there hundreds of years after the Harappan civilization vanishes. But
But there was already something that was
something
there.
that's going on. I mean, I don't know if that was widespread or if it was like a localized civilization in Sinoli. Anyway, what the authorities argue, or their whole narrative behind this is that they don't want the Aryan invasion theory because they don't want to attribute all our Vedic culture to people who have come from outside India. So their theory is,
So this was all us.
yeah, their theory is, lo and
We are-
behold, these are the Aryans. By the way, one thing you need to know about Aryans, they had horses.
Yeah, this was obviously Aryans were like
Horse people.
yeah.
That's why they say like the people from the steppes have come, because horses actually started to be domesticated and being used in the steppes.
What's steppies?
The steppe, Central Asian steppes, it's like a grassland, Mongolia.
Just so you know, I'm dumb. Like I don't know these things.
It's okay, that doesn't mean you're dumb.
Yeah, that doesn't mean.
It's too difficult to eat.
Yeah, I'm kind of very full right now. Very.
What am I saying? I kind of lost my train of thought. Yeah, so
Aryans
their
had
argument
horses.
is, so these are the Aryan people who were from India and they didn't come from Videsh.
Why are you using this accent like you're doing like this? Like TV show.
For dramatic purposes. Never mind.
No, that was a.
And the biggest finding here was, you know what it was?
What was it?
They found what they call is a chariot. So the moment you find a chariot, you know, I mean, chariots, horses, Kurukshetra war, chariots. But there is debate about whether the thing that they found is a chariot or a cart.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
chariot is pulled by
similar.
horses,
Cart is pulled by.
carts are pulled by oxen, bullock. And there were plenty of carts in the Indus Valley civilization. Actually, if you guys remember, there is this famous toy clay cart.
Then this woman. It was really tasty. Very tasty.
So the arguments for it being a cart, being a cart is that it has solid wheels, like a solid wheel, not a spoked wheel. So if you look at Vedic depictions of chariots, they always have spoked wheels. Chariots are known for having spoked wheels, but this particular thing that they found had solid wheels. That's the argument for it being a cart. And the argument for it being a chariot, according to me, as in what I felt believable on both sides. And the argument for it being a chariot is that it's very small. Now think about a cart, guys. You want to transport people, you want to transport stuff, you won't make it small. You'll make it big so it can have a lot of stuff. Or like multiple people can sit on it. Like Belgadi, think about a Belgadi. It's not a teeny tiny thing. Multiple people can sit on it. You can take your
Right,
stuff.
but chariots are small for one
Chariots
person.
are small,
or
like one person riding. Because it's in war. It needs to be light because you need to travel at a high speed. So this was very small. Maximum it could hold 2 people. It was a very small thing actually. And it was really decorated.
Maybe it was like a transport thing for like 2 people, like per family kind of a
But
thing.
they found like at least 3 chariots. Chariots.
I don't feel like eating anymore.
I'm almost done.
That was a really good. What do we call this? Like if you guys want to know more about like stuff like history, or like she has a lot of knowledge about history about a lot of things like food, fashion, people. So, what should we name this series? But it's gonna come. This thing
Info
is
dump.
info. I like this. Something else also.
In case you guys want to know more about this, I would not suggest. I mean, you could watch there was this show or this documentary film called Secrets of Sonali. It has Manoj Bajpayee in it, but it's more propaganda than science. But I guess you could watch it if you want more information. But I found that it was a bit too propaganda-y for me. Like,
What was the propaganda?
we had, this is definitely Aryan, Vedic people from India. Like, they didn't come from, this is definitely Vedic people, which I'm not so sure. They could either be Vedic people, they could either be just random people, like a different civilization, the Gangetic place.
Who just died.
Which is not Vedic. Or, as this Finnish Indologist, Asko Parpola, he suggests that they are actually early Iranian settlers who have come and settled here. But I guess a girl can dream. You can imagine that they were like early Vedic people who were having all these, fights, and they had burial rituals and scepters and chariots.
So yeah, we're done.
Last bite.
I hope you guys enjoyed this mukbang with this knowledge transfer, Katie. We are done. This is for
My hands are dirty.
yeah, same. But I hope you guys
see you guys again next time because she has apparently run out of words. Bye bye.
yeah. Bye bye.